Well, I've established contact and created some familiarity with the Klansmen over the phone. I'll continue in that role, but I'll need another officer, surprise, surprise, a white officer to play me when they meet face to face.
That's my point exactly.
Chief, black Ron Stallworth over the phone, white Ron Stallworth face to face, so then it becomes a combined Ron Stallworth.
Can you do that?
I believe we can with the right white man. We can do anything.
Spike Lee has been America's most daring cinematic voice on race for nearly 30 years. And his latest film, Black Klansman, is like history written with lightning, based on the true story of a black Colorado cop who infiltrated the Ku Klux Klan in the early 1970s. The film is being hailed as the movie of this moment, driven by Lee examining race in America as only he can. I caught up with him earlier to ask about the significance of this film premiering under this president, known in Spike speak as Agent Orange. Spike, thanks for, first of all, doing this.
Thank you, my Brooklyn brother.
Yes, sir. We come up, same generation in Brooklyn.
Yes, sir.
We're a lot together, which is why I know that it was important to you for this blockbuster film to come out around the first anniversary of Charlottesville.
Yes, I wanted the film to be released, Black Klansman, on the 1-year anniversary. I knew that people was to be talking about. I really wanted to do, to shed light on what happened. And also, Rev, what that guy did, he had a chance. I don't say his name. I call him Agent Orange. Shout out to Busta
He's
Rhymes.
referring to the president.
Yes. Shout out to Busta Rhymes. He came with that.
Yeah.
But he had a chance to condemn hate, racism, the alt-right, the Klan, Nazis, and he didn't do it.
Well, in fact, he made a moral equivalence.
Oh, yes. He tried to balance it.
Right.
He's not saying anything about Heather Heyer, who lost her life. So, it's another example of who this guy is. It's not even for debate anymore. We know who this guy is.
This year alone, we've seen Stephon Clark shot by police in Sacramento. We've seen what I dealt with last week in Clearwater, Florida.
Right.
We've seen on and on and on. He will not deal with it. So this movie coming out brings front and center the question of race and hate, where you have a black cop who by the way,
Ron Stallworth.
Stallworth was on my show when his book came out, telling me about his conversation with David Duke. You've now blasted it. You cover Time Magazine. You've mainstreamed this discussion again of hate using cinema like you've done all your career.
Thank you.
But I don't think you've done it better than you've done on this one.
Well, I'm 61.
Young man, I'm still a couple of years older than you.
But here's the thing. I think that a lot of things has to do with timing.
Yeah.
And this subject matter now, the stars align. You do a film, a lot of time, and the time is not right wherever we release a film. This film, the stars aligned.
What do you hope this film will do? Obviously, it's getting rave reviews. Obviously, it will do box office. But what do you hope it will do to the discussion in this country that seems more polarized and divided than we've seen since we were kids in Brooklyn trying to make it?
Well, there's been 2 words, Rev, I've said throughout in my films. So the characters say these words: wake up. My second film, School Days, ends with Lawrence Fishburne saying wake up. Do Right Thing begins with Samuel Jackson saying wake up. And it's been a constant refrain that we have to become conscious, we become aware in the world we live in, not walk around like zombies. And also, we have to recognize truth. I think we are born knowing what is right and what is wrong. And when people kneel down at the altar of the almighty dollar, all that stuff goes out the window.
Right.
And all this stuff, they've been able to manufacture or combine money with hate. So they're making money while they're doing this. And so it's become like, I can't even describe it. And very quickly, just to see these guys get on television and lie and lie and lie. These guys, well, let's go Brooklyn right now. They'll put their mother on the corner for $1. Their mother.
No,
Is that Brooklyn?
That's about as Brooklyn. Talking about Brooklyn, you and I kind of like start our trajectory in the 80s, both of us 2 or 3 years apart. And as you said, your early movies addressing it, you used to put some of our slogans in your movies. And even Ronald Reagan's era was not as in terms of the president, expressing and condoning what we're seeing today.
Look, they're probably all the same ilk, but at least this Reagan was slicker about it.
And he was not as abrasive. I mean, this is like in your face.
This guy, Agent Orange, he's not trying to fake the funk. He's bringing it, and let's all just recognize who this guy is. Let's register to vote. Rev, if people don't want to register to vote after these last 18 months, then they need to stop smoking that K2. Midterms and 2 years after, he cannot be reelected.
No, you're right.
We cannot.
You're right. They got to vote, though. They have to vote.
But to vote, you got to register.
Got to register, and you got to know. And it's the state houses, and it's the congressional.
Not just on.
It's not parties who's right and on the right agenda.
Right.
Got to ask you, though, a personal question.
Yes, sir.
We've gone through this journey together for a few decades now. You worked with Denzel.
Right.
In fact, you had me do a cameo at Malcolm X with Denzel. Even though I was too young to know Malcolm, you get up there.
Bobby Seals in that scene,
all
too.
of us, Now you working with Denzel's son. I mean,
John
I don't know if we're getting old or what. How does it feel to go through the second generation now of Washington? I mean, I'm amazed this guy can act. People got to see this movie. He can act.
Well, I always kid John David. I knew you before you were born. And his first role was in Malcolm X. He was one of those kids that say, "My name is Malcolm X" at the end of the film.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but Rev, I knew he could do it. I didn't make an audition. I didn't have a meeting.
He's amazing.
I sent him the script and said, I sent him the book. I said, let's go. And a lot of times, people think of cliches, but you know what? A lot of times something becomes a cliche because it can be true. The fruit don't fall far from the tree. And John David Watch is legit.
No, he's the real deal.
Real deal.
And he comes from good stock. Not only Denzel, don't go shorts on Mrs. Pauletta now.
Oh, Pauletta.
She is the real deal.
Yes.
And I think she knows the Bible better than I do.
And Denzel always makes a point of talking about how important Pauletta had. And they're embraced not just John David, but their 4 children. And Tanya for me too.
Oh yeah, no, well, the best part of you is Tanya. That's the only reason we tolerated you all these. We sit back before Green. But Tanya's,
she's in there.
Yeah, but
thank you very much.
What do you hope people walk out or walk away from this movie saying? Because people really need to see it. What do you want them walking up there saying?
I would say this, Rev, that there's a lot of humor in this film. A lot of humor. And it's okay to laugh.
Right.
But when that coda of the film, when that final scene comes to take place in Charlottesville, when you step out of theater, be conscious and know, there's no joke. There's serious business. Serious business for our children, for our grandchildren, for the world. This is no joke.
And the fact that he could infiltrate the Klan at a time that you've got the President of the United States equating Klan-like groups with people that just saying bring down statues of hate shows you the reality. It's like walking out of the air-conditioned theater and the heat hitting you when you walk outside. It's real.
Some like Mississippi, Alabama heat?
That's right. Nothing like that.
Nothing like that.
Wake Up is real,
Yeah.
and you put it on the screen.
Thank you.
As only Spike could do it. What we call it, a Spike joint?
Spike Lee joint.
Yeah, all right. Spike Lee, thank you.
Thank you. Always.
All right, man.
Brooklyn's in the house.
In the house, go stay in the house. Wow. Stay with us. We'll be right back.